Hello, this is Melissa Cole, and you're listening to an Oshawa Museum podcast. Today's podcast was inspired by our recent partnership with Museum of Toronto's Discounted History exhibit that explores the movement of goods, services, and ideas that form part of Toronto and the surrounding GTA's retail landscape. This podcast series aims to actively promote awareness and appreciation of our community's history, highlighting remarkable artifacts, documents, photographs, or events from our past. We hope you enjoy the podcast. Following the theme of retail, I thought we would take a glimpse into the lives of our forebears that turned this season of goodwill into a modern money commercial season it has become. The message of Christmas has been drowned in a frenzy of competitive present buying and consumption on an almost obscene level. However, this complaint is not new. In fact, it stretches back to the last quarter of the 19th century, a time when many of us believed the holiday season infused by the spirit of Dickens was more homely, wholesome, and spiritual. Well, there's no doubting the fact that the Victorians in the later part of the 19th century, partly inspired by Dickens, were fascinated by the celebration of Christmas. They didn't invent it. Rather, they reinvigorated it and brought together the many Christmas customs of Britain and threw themselves into the season in a way not seen before. Being a nation of manufacturers, industrialists, and shopkeepers, it was not long before our forebears realized that Christmas, with its emphasis on generosity and hospitality, could be exploited for commercial possibilities. The merchants advertised their Christmas stock on printed posters and in newspapers, hoping to catch the attention of holiday shoppers. They also used the printed ads as well as handmade posters to thank their regular customers for their business over the past year and to wish them season's greetings. The Christmas season meant increased business for the average local store in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. The store would be stocked with many specialty items such as exotic fruits, spices, holly, mistletoe, and glass-blown ornaments, as well as staple products to ensure that the customers found all that they needed for their holiday preparations. Ads in local newspapers such as this ad from the Ontario Reformer from December 1915 showcases lists of items specifically for your sister, brother, mother, and father. They make your list-making easy by offering suggestions for these individuals in your life. The local store was not the only retail outlet to recognize commercial importance of Christmas. Through their own advertising, pharmacies promoted some of their own products such as eyeglasses as potential Christmas gifts. The chemists would rely on increased demand for medicines by Christmas as winter brought with it the cold and flu season. Everyone knows about the last-minute Christmas shopping rush. Consumer madness is not only a feature of modern society, but was well known by the end of the last century, when a shift could be observed in the custom of giving presents. Shopkeepers were clearly the first to benefit from this consumer madness. Around December 10th, owners of department stores and grocers would begin their newspaper advertising campaigns. Presents and food were customarily bought between December 21st and the 24th, and merchants would step up their hard sell strategy in the newspapers on those days to attract even more customers. The desire to entice custom instigated another new tradition, the sophisticated art of window dressing. At Christmastime, large department stores would mount displays of the most beautiful toys and gifts in their windows, and also inside the shop, to give those nearest and dearest. These beautiful shop windows were a definite attraction for passers-by, and always aroused vivid emotions and daydreams. By the 1900s, the stores along the main streets in towns such as Oshawa and department stores like Eaton's in Toronto were putting enormous efforts into outshining their rivals' Christmas displays. Gordon Selfridge was one of the great impresarios of Christmas windows. Indeed, it was Selfridge who coined the phrase, "only X number of shopping days to Christmas." Another equally effective strategy was to suggest to customers that they do their catalog shopping when it suited them best. The Eaton's catalog would have been available for customers to order from at your local store. For instance, the Sears Wish Book was available up until their closure in early 2018. One annual tradition that can be held above the company's closure is the Sears Canada Wish Book. Even the name Wish Book evokes holiday nostalgia. I know my family misses our annual Sears Wish Book that used to arrive in the early fall every year. Online catalogs just don't carry that same nostalgia that flipping through shiny pages of toys, household gadgets, clothes, and so much more that could be found in the annual Sears Wish Book. Today, many merchants still send out their Christmas wish flyers, but nothing compares to the annual Sears Canada Wish Book. This has been an Oshawa Museum podcast. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out our other historical video podcast and subscribe to our channel.